According to you guys, apparently this is Hansemi. Why does she look so different? She is, I'm sorry. She gonna be selling. She gonna be selling like hotcakes. I didn't even mention Lee Borat. God damn. Alright. Jesus Christ. Alright, gotta remember, this is solo leveling, not a waifu game. Alright, fair enough. What was I doing? Now, what I want to do is I want to go over the blessing stones that they've recently buffed up. See where they're at right now, because they're not currently buffed. They're going to be buffed in the next update. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure I'm just like with everyone else to say that the blessing stones that they're buffing up are the ones that I'm not typically using. Double-edged sword, that is pretty much a fan favorite. I'm using that. Weakness detection, I mean, I've thankfully got that in the legendary status. Of course, I'm using that. Boss Slayer, I'm using that. Pulverize, I'm using that. Yeah, but for the most part, with the ones that they've actually shown us, again, me personally, I don't typically use. So, let's take a look at what we're working with. So, the Wolf Assassin Blessing Stone, increased damage dealt to normal monsters. Now, let's have a look. The damage you deal to normal monsters increases by 6%. That's heroic. No, that's right. That's rare. And then it goes to 9%. And then it just goes. And then it goes to 16%. Now, to be honest, I've already said this before, and I've already stated this before, you know, anything to do with just catering to normal monsters won't, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just not going to get used as much or picked up as much as something that can help us out in an overall manner in terms of not only affecting normal monsters, but also elites, bosses, etc. as a whole. And so, the Wolf Assassin does slightly fall short. They are going to be adjusting the damage by the looks of it. I'm curious to see on to what percentage we're now going to be achieving with this specific blessing stone. But unfortunately, is it just the adjustment? Increased damage dealt, yeah, so there's nothing more being added. They're just adjusting the percentages in damage. I personally don't think this will still get not much usage out of it. At the very least, maybe a chapter within a story where there's multiple grunts that need to take care of in a matter of God knows how many minutes or so, right? We've all been there with those chapters where you have to defeat a pool of grunts. In that case and in that scenario, yes. Outside of that, am I really seeing me utilizing this in any other scenario? No, not really. Conquerors of Adversity, eased HP decrease criteria and increased attack defense and HP increase effect. So what's it on right now? Let's have a look. I thought this just... So every time your HP decreases by 30%, your attack, defense, and HP increases by 1.6%, stacking up to 3 times. And once it hits that 90% mark, then yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's not. Well, that's not exactly a good trade-off. What's the legendary version going up to? I mean, heroic. Where is it? Heroic 2.4, and then legendary 4%. So in total 12 at the very yeah, I mean, I think more than likely what they're probably going to do is knock it down to maybe 15, maybe half it, or at the very least 20, right? And then increasing the attack and defense HP increase. I think that needs a bit of a jump to trade off with the amount of HP loss. Yeah, I think this is another one which is just going to be slid off to the waiting line. Okay. Increased maximum HP. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. What did I say? Increased maximum HP increase rate. Okay. What? Where is it? I think this was like one of the first blessings that I managed to unlock. Oh, HP increase. See, right now this isn't exactly anything that we really need. But I'm curious on where HP will come to effect for Jinwoo in terms of helping us out in an offensive manner. In terms of a new weapon, maybe. I'm not too sure, but maybe in the future this could be something big, something can help, you know, something HP related for Jinwoo could be really big, weapon-wise and whatnot. I'm not too sure, but as it stands right now, I'm really trying to think about it. At any point, is there anything HP related for Sun Jinwoo that's heavily needed with this blessing? I don't think it is. Demon Slayer, what is this? What's Tanjiro? What? Increase MP, increase rate, and added effect that recovers MP every second. Right, so what is it on right now? Let's have a look. Demon Slayer. So, You have obtained the title Demon Slayer. Your MP increases by 400. Oh, so it's the... Ah, okay, this one is good. This one's not so bad. I also mentioned this, how with MP, because one thing which I requested was for a support character to give us some sort of MP regeneration at a high amount. So to have a Blessing Stone to not only increase our MP, but also have an additional part to where it can regenerate, right? Yeah, recovers MP every second. Yeah, this blessing could come in handy. And again, the reason why I mention this is because I've been in fight scenarios where I'm just like, I'm out of MP, and if I had more MP at that very moment, it could help me out to potentially win the game. Although it is taking a slot off from doing damage, but to be fair, if I don't need any breakage, if I'm comfortable with where my breakage is at and I need more MP, I mean, that could be something. But no, yeah, the Demon Slayer Blessing Stone could come in handy in terms of MP regeneration. So that one is, yeah, I mean, that one I'm not going to forget about. I'll say that one. That one's on my mind. Tenacity increases defense. Okay, what's the defense increase right now? Let's have a look. The damage you take will decrease by 20% when you have 30% or less of your maximum HP. I hate when they do that HP criteria. And then 30% on the defense, and then, yeah, oh no, 50% sorry, on the decrease, my bad. When you have 30% or less of your maximum HP. I'm curious to see on what amount of defense we actually get. But yeah, that 30% of your less of your max HP to then get that damage decrease. I mean, that's not too bad. If you have then something after to kind of regenerate your HP, I mean, that could work out pretty nicely. But 30% is still pretty low. So, but that damage reduction, to be fair, I'd much rather start utilizing it in Legendary. What's the heroic amount? 30%. Okay, that's not too bad. Heroic, yeah. Heroic to Legendary, I'd say, with that one. And then we got the Steel Scales. The Kasaka Steel Scales. Added effect that increases the granted shield effect. Ooh, wait, hold on a minute. Is that additional? It is. Ooh, okay, so obviously typically before we would just get a damage decrease, which is pretty standard. Again, more of a defensive Blessing Stone, but now we're getting some shield play going on. That could help us out pretty nicely. I'm curious on whether or not if they'll do more shield buffs going on with like future content and characters, because if that is the case, then this could effectively help us out. And if, let's say, said hunter, if a shield is applied, gives us a ton of buffs, then this can help us out. But either way, no, this is pretty fantastic in terms of shield play now with the defensive role that this Blessing Stone now provides, which is going to be huge for a ton of people who are needing more of a defensive role. Or survivability, who knows. Chains of Blood. The penalty of increase in damage taken will be fixed regardless of the rank. So what is that at right now? Your attack damage increases by 12% of your lost HP ratio, but also increases the damage taken by the same amount. Ooh, okay, so wait, what are they doing? The penalty of increase in damage taken will be fixed regardless of rank. Oh, okay, so they're just going to kind of tone that up. That's fine. I mean, typically speaking, I did used to use this a good amount, but with everything that I'm kind of utilizing now to make it so that I'm taking more of an increased damage, it was kind of a bit of a risk, because then at that point, Jinwoo is a bit of a one-shot type of character, because the amount of percentages I've kind of increased on him to take more damage off of. Although if I did get the legendary version of it, your attack damage increases by 30% of your lost HP ratio, but also increases your damage taken by the same amount. I mean, I'll still probably... would I ever utilize this? I probably will, and just take the initial fake hit to then lower my HP on purpose to then go in. I mean, yeah, that could possibly work. But yeah, I don't use this as much anymore. HP Extraction. Added the effect that recovers HP when hitting elite or higher monsters. Requires cooldown. Ooh, I'm pretty sure this was just giving us, yeah. So you recover 1.2% of your HP when defeating an enemy. So obviously this was kind of doo-doo. Just putting it out there. In terms of if there's multiple grunts or normal monsters, should I say, not too bad. If you are in need of that HP recovery, which typically speaking, not many people, well, I say not many people, I mean, if you are getting hit a decent amount of time, then okay, fair play, you do need some sort of recovery coming in there. But for the most part, I haven't really seen many people really needing some sort of recovery. But they're now giving this Blessing Stone some meaning that of just by hitting elites and bosses your recurring HP. This, I think, will go a long way to those that do struggle with boss fights and whatnot and are losing a disgusting amount of HP, and maybe that's something that you need. So yeah, you're getting pretty much, I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a reward. Do damage to the enemy, get heals back, can't go wrong with that, of course. So yeah, there we go. So those are the blessings that are getting buffed up. To be fair, not too bad. Again, I mean, majority of, or near enough all the blessing stones that are getting buffed up are more for defensive role, and again, they don't typically get used. It's completely understandable. I mean, at the end of the day, with solo leveling a rise in terms of the gameplay and the fights that we're all trying to accomplish, you know, it's more on the line of people just catering to offensiveness, DPS, high amount of damage. And so when it comes to using our blessing stones, we're typically utilizing the ones that are realistically giving us the high amount of damage. I mean, to be fair, for me personally, I've never really been in a situation where I've kind of needed to cater to defensiveness. Even though I've been in situations where I know that I'm like, if I get hit by the boss 1 or 2 times, because I've just made it so that I'm taking increase of damage by a ridiculous amount, but I've just kind of relied on my gameplay of just kind of dodging at the right time and whatnot to then take that risk for that high amount of damage, of course. But I'm hoping in the future, maybe in certain situations, certain scenarios, where having a little bit of a defense play might be the way. And so with the buffs that they're making, for example with Tenacity, of course, I mean, this could be something in terms of with our HP drop. I mean, it's kind of a bit of a safety net, but still having that increase of defense, that could be something. Obviously with the shield and damage reduction play, just straight off the bat, this could be pretty solid. So I feel like for future content, with how things are going to get more difficult, maybe considering some of these defense roles of these blessing stones might not, you know, might not be something that we forget about and have to actually reconsider to actually utilize for future content. So yeah, decent buffs that they're making. So yeah, Chains of Blood, Demon Slayer, and Conqueror of Adversity. I think those are the ones that I'm going to be keeping an eye out for.